Disenchanted is directed by Adam Shankman, while the original movie Enchanted is directed by Kevin Lima. And that's right, I'm gonna be reviewing two movies, the Enchanted movie and its sequel, Disenchanted, that came out just a few days ago in this double feature. But before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification so you won't, after you subscribe, you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Let's get into what I think of Disenchanted and Enchanted. So yes, guys, Enchanted, like I said, is directed by Kevin Lima. It came out in 2007, and Disenchanted, which is directed by Adam Shankman, came out all the way, just a few days ago, here in 2022. Just to get right into it, I think Enchanted, just talk about the first movie, is one of my favorite fairy tale movies of all time. I think that the whole cast does a very good job here. Both movies star Amy Adams as our main character, Giselle. We've got Patrick Dempsey as a character named Robert, and we got James Marsden as Giselle's prince that he falls in love with, and the first movie is about Giselle, who lives in this fairy tale land that's animated. It's a half animated and half live action movie, which is a cool concept on its own. Both movies do that. Giselle lives in this town, fairy tale land called Andalasia, and basically that she meets her prince there, named Prince Edward is his name, and he's played by James Marsden. They fall in love quite fast, literally. The whole premise of Enchanted basically is kind of to make fun of Disney movies and a bunch of other fairy tale movies. So it kind of is a parody of all of them, and kind of squishes them all together, which does lead to a really fun movie, which I'll get into. But anyway, yeah, they fall in love. They're about to have their wedding, but Queen Nerissa of Andalasia, she's a villain of this story, and her son is Prince Edward, and she doesn't want him to get married, because then that would mean potentially a new queen would rule, and she wants to obviously be the only queen of the land. So what she does is on the wedding day, she goes into an old hag. She dresses like an old hag, like they do in a movie like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And she there's a wishing well at the castle while they're getting married, and and Queen Narissa tells Giselle to basically make a wish that all their dreams would come true, and anything that she wishes for will come true. But she actually gets pushed into the well, which is a portal that teleports her all the way to a dangerous land, New York City. So, it's about her basically coming to terms with this real life world that we live in. This fairy tale princess, and she meets Robert, played by Patrick Dempsey, and his daughter, played by Rachel Covey, called Morgan, and they basically are there to kind of show her what real life, all the real life stuff that is in the world, and how to kind of navigate it and do all that. So yes, sorry for that long explanation of the plot, but there's actually a lot of layers in this story of the first Enchanted that I really enjoy, that really makes it one of the best fairy tale movies in my opinion. And part of that is the arc that Giselle goes on. I feel like the movie does a really good job with not just making it like too fairy tale-y, but making the real life side and the fairy tale side kind of like go together, and that arc that Giselle goes on to become more of a, not as much as a princess, and more of a real life like human that she goes on. That arc, I think, is very well defined, and the real life like situations that they bring into this movie, I think, is very well done. Patrick Dempsey's character Robert, he is a marriage divorce counselor manager. I forgot what it's called. Divorce counselor, I think it is. And that kind of aspect of it, I think the arc that Giselle goes on with Robert too is very well defined because of that aspect of reality versus fairy tale, because Giselle really teaches Robert that Robert's kind of has a backstory that kind of made him a little bit like sad, and kind of not as life fulfilled as he was before. And I think Giselle kind of helps him realize that you can still have fun in this world, but I think Robert also shows Giselle that you can still have fun, but you still need to think about a bunch of other things, and things don't happen like right away, and people don't fall in love right away like they do in fairy tales. So I feel like that arc of both of them is very well defined and in the writing because of that aspect of fairy tale versus reality that is there in the movie. And you can really feel the friendship that they have throughout the movie, and feel that they really need each other throughout the movie, which I feel like is very well done. Also, the production value is great, as well as the songs. The production value. They filmed this movie in New York City. It's very well filmed. Lots of cool shots to complement what's going on and makes you really feel like you're in the movie and not um just watching the action. You're very much a part of whatever is going on, which I feel is great. The only reason I mentioned the music is because, yeah, it's the same for the music too. You these production value of the songs and the stuff that happens in the songs keep you really entertained while watching. They're not just singing. And that's it. The stuff that happens on the screen coincide with the lyrics, which I feel like is very clever. And you've the songs are written by Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. Alan Menken, as you know, has scored and wrote a lot of Disney movies that we love: Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King. So all of those are classic Disney movies he has done, and he comes back for Enchanted, and the songs are very well done. They're mostly a bunch of fairy tale tunes that they play, but they're very catchy. They will get stuck in your head. So yes, that is basically, what I think of Enchanted. Now we get into Disenchanted. Disenchanted is not very good. It hit Disney Plus just a few days ago, and just to put it quickly, Disenchanted has the same cast. James Marsden is back. Amy Adams is back as Giselle. Patrick Dempsey is back as Robert. But the plot is terrible. There is very little character development in the story, and I feel like even though that we know these characters from the first movie, we still needed a little bit of that character development. Like Giselle, for example, she is now a real should be now used to being in real life, and kind of still very optimistic Giselle, but still kind of more of a realistic version of her. Here, I think she is still kind of the Giselle that we saw throughout most of the first movie, and she doesn't really change, which I feel like is very disappointing. I feel like there was room for that human aspect to kind of come through, but if you've seen the trailer for Disenchanted, this is not a spoiler. They go and try to do that thing that every stepmother in Disney movies are. They're evil and So now that Giselle is a stepmother because of Morgan, um, they kind of play into her being evil. And I feel like they uh, should have played on that a little bit less to leave room for that human aspect. Um, and also, not lots of the cast is always together. They go on these side plots that, like, really, don't do anything to the story and is very generic. We've seen all of this stuff before. Morgan starting a new school, um, because the plot of this movie is, they want to move, from New York City because of Giselle had a baby, Giselle and Robert. So they moved to this new town, and they play with all the tropes that you would think, of, Morgan, goes to this new high school. She, does not really fit in there. She does not, she's kind of sad that, she's moving away from all of her other friends. Giselle kind of gets in our business a little bit, and they kind of get mad at each other. There's a villain played by Maya Rudolph. Yes, a villain, even though they got Giselle basically to be the villain of the movie. There's another one. She adds nothing to the story. Um, but anyway, so yes, that is none of the jokes land. But the good news is that Steven Schwartz and Alan Menken are back for the songs, right? And no, they are back, but these songs are not very good. If they wanted to not do this, like, movie and didn't really care about it, at least, they could have got someone that, are not as good as Alan Menken and Steven Schwartz, but still got someone that cared about this project that they were doing. Instead, Alan Menken and Steven Schwartz kind of just wrote music, which what felt like in each song took probably like 20 minutes each. It's the most generic lyrics that you could think of. And they, I don't really remember a lyric or a song in this movie after watching. So yes, guys, that is what I think of Disenchanted. It's not very good. The production value is not as good as the first movie. The second movie is shot in Ireland, but the second movie script doesn't really allow for it, like, the Ireland backgrounds kind of show. They have like two shots in the actual Ireland setting. The rest is on the set. So it's kind of boring on that aspect. The fairy tale aspect, there's barely any of it. It doesn't really have a lot to do with the main plot of the movie. It's mainly just for a bunch of lame jokes that they throw out. So yes, guys, I do not really like Enchanted all that much. But good news is also on Disney Plus is the first movie, which I think is the my favorite, one of my favorite fairy tale movies of all time. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think of Disenchanted and Enchanted? Tell me in the comment section down below which one you like better, or if you have seen any of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, hit that bell notification once you subscribe so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.